while I was gaming last night, and people were like, "Wait, what?"
Oh man, speaking of gaming, I got to get back to World Seeker, but hold on, let me do the introduction. What is going on, people? It is your boy Soulfist, and I'm here with my homie Captain Vallen. We're gonna talk about some Black Clover. I believe this is the first all Black Clover discussion I've done on my channel with somebody else. I'm not sure, Vallen, have you done any Black Clover discussions before?
No, I haven't done anything like that.
Well, the reason why I'm doing this particular one, and I watched your reviews for 197, 198. I like the voice you do for the devil.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that was great.
Honestly, I just kept doing it, but I wasn't sure how people felt about it. But I thought it was so cool.
It was probably one of the best parts about your reaction. I was like, it was I don't think about doing stuff like that. When I'm reading the chapter, I'm just sitting here, I'm into the chapter, I'm going, ooh, oh, you know, and then just like, but here you are adding this level of entertainment to the chapter itself, which I gotta say, I definitely appreciate for that aspect.
Thank you.
Oh, my bad, go on.
No, it's just thank you. I saw that the whole like the squiggly dark gone eyes. I saw like the whole thing, and I was just like, hello. Like I know. Feel it, you know what I mean?
It was killing me. It was hilarious.
Like,
I love
it. I get the right amount of like gurgle in my throat, and that shit sounds perfect the way I want it, but it's hard to maintain. Like you can definitely hear it. Like I go back and I'm like, that's where I lost it.
So with that being said, okay, so what let's stick with like 190, or at least since this character's introduction, after he betrayed Lich, well not betrayed him, used Lich. What is your opinion of this character so far?
He's actually a fairly well done trope, which is the behind the scenes instigator. I like the way that they've kind of pieced everything together based around this character. I think that's really dope. But yeah, like that's what he is. He's the I don't want to say Madara or no. Oh, he's like the Black Zetsu in my head right now.
Well, certainly, and that would make Lich and the rest of the fairies kind of like red herrings in a sense.
Yeah, like, well, they weren't red herrings. They did what they were doing. You know what I mean? They were just scapegoats for a bigger plan. And the more dark elves there are and the more demons, the more allies. And like, this is going to get really big before it gets really small. You know what I mean?
I have that feeling too. And I'm glad you just said that with the dark elves and the demons thing, because does that make Asta a demon? Or is he literally just not special? Like,
my understanding is now I wouldn't call myself a great philosopher on Black Clover or anything. You know, don't get the wrong idea. But that said, I get the real feeling that Asta's not special, and that's why he's special, because he doesn't have magic to like corrupt or be born from or some other shit like that.
Yeah,
like he's able to actually harness and use the power of the Black Clover because he just doesn't have magic to be like anti-magicked, I guess. I don't like, you know what I mean? It's a weird thing. Like only he would be able to do it because only he can deal with the anti-magic. Like he doesn't have his power comes from himself.
That could be eaten away at. He doesn't have any magic that can be eaten away at. But the only reason I brought that question up is because did we get an official name for this character? I haven't read one yet. They just refer to him as the devil. It seems.
I just call him Mr. Demon Man.
Mr. Demon Man. So as far as Mr. Demon Man goes, I could be wrong, but in one particular chapter, he was referring to Asta, and he said, "Yeah, I don't know who this demon is or where he came from, but that's my book he's using." And with him referring to Asta as a demon, that's what kind of made me go like, "What?"
Well, I think it's because he was. Well, when you access and manifest a demon's powers, like where's the line? You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't he be considered a demon?
Why wouldn't he at this point? Yeah, that's the interesting point I was going at. Oh, I don't know, because they're building up towards something, and we already know special, 4-leaf clover, etc., etc. But with Asta, it's just like, was this like the plan, like the whole time? I guess is my question. Them leading up to, of course, this demon guy, he's been here the whole time. But was this like the plan that gets some kind of revelation that Asta's not really even a human to begin with? Because that's kind of what it seems like it's going at. And another question I have is this devil that showed up. This is not the one that's inside of Asta.
No. If there is a devil inside Asta, or he is something like that, I believe the power comes from the book bestows a certain amount of ability. You know what I mean? Through and Asta is an empty vessel. He himself doesn't have anti-magical abilities. He just has no magic abilities.
At all.
An empty jar, if you will, of magical ability that he was born with.
Okay.
And it's my assumption based on the system, you know what I mean? So don't fucking quote me, that what the grimoire does to facilitate the power and the boost is it pours the power of the grimoire into that jar. And that's how he's able to access things like the cloak and do like the things with the swords and things like that. The grimoire bestows upon him a certain amount of, I'll even go as far as say demonic energy, because that seems to be the way it's going. You know what I mean? And in the filling of that jar, does that jar then become a demon jar if there's only demon energy in it? Therein lies the kind of dual nature of Asta. 1 second.
Well, that as well, but I swear Asta has had conversations with this thing inside of him. Uh-oh. I'll give you a second. So here's what I'm going to go on from here until Vallen gets back. I swear Asta has had entire conversations with this thing, unless I'm remembering that incorrectly. And I remember there were certain points when he...
I'm sorry. This is some pretty horrible timing, but I got to change the diaper. I'll be right back.
Yeah. By all means. I'll just keep ranting. I've seen Asta have conversations with this thing. What's going on, man? Out of sync. I can't hear you. He'll be back. Which leads me to believe like he's most certainly possessed by something. But I'm wondering, it's clearly not the one that's inside of him. And that's the only place this confusion is coming from. He had a conversation with the demon when he tried to control him. Most certainly. So, but this is not the demon that's been manifested into the physical world right now. Black Clover's been too lit to not talk about it. Hey, yeah, that's true. What's up? This that Kaguya shit done right. Yeah. When Kaguya just showed up out of nowhere towards the end of Naruto, I still don't even get how she showed up. I just know she used Madara to do it. I really don't even really understand that to this point right now. So he has talked to the devil inside of him. So this is my overall point. If the devil inside of Asta and the one that's been summoned are two in completely different entities, oh fuck it, how many devils exist in the Black Clover world? You see what I'm getting at? With that being said, the one inside Asta, my assumption is that's the one from the beginning of the story. The one that the original Wizard King defeated, I'm assuming, but now it's starting to look like the one that's being summoned is the Demon King defeated. So how many demons exist in Black Clover? We've gotten Charmy's a dwarf, we've gotten dark elves and stuff now. So there's a lot of this mythology coming not out of nowhere. There's been setup for it, but it just raises so many questions. Like this guy can't be the final villain because Black Clover's not over yet. But does that mean we will fight more devils? What's the tier of strength of devils? See what I'm saying? Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. I feel like the demon and Asta and the one that just showed up might be beefing, but to what extent? And this is the question I'm asking: do devils mutually agree on stuff? Do they disagree on stuff? Do they have different motives? Why was the demon that attacked the humanity all those years ago that was defeated by the Wizard King? Why did he attack the humans? You know what I mean? It's so many questions like that bringing up all these questions for me. Question: is the dark elf that Asta and Yuna?
I'm back.
It is Lich. It is. That the dark elf they're fighting. What's going on? The dark elf they are fighting right now. Okay, so Vallen, my question was the demon inside of Asta and the one that's summoned now are two different entities, as it appears to be. Mm-hmm. How many devils exist in Black Clover?
Well, they actually had an image that looked like they specified a number. And I don't remember, but it looks vaguely like 8 to 12.
8 to 12. Well, that's interesting because this guy's not the final villain in the series.
No, God, no, can't be.
No. So, like, does it mean is that the next arc the Devil War or something or something?
Like it's like I said before we all got this like all live and stuff. It's like showing like we all know that Itachi is top tier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's strong as shit. But him showing up, when he did the first time, kind of showing his power and stuff, and everybody thought he was going to be the be all end all, but really there's always somebody worse than him.
Somebody
You know what I
worse.
mean? And there was worse on levels, you know what I mean? From Pain to Madara to Black Zetsu to Kaguya, like worse on levels. And yeah, and I think this is that Itachi, like the equivalent of Itachi showing up in Konoha. You know,
and bottling like 3 Jonin effortlessly.
Also, I small deviant from this. People have been ragging on Kurenai today. Have you seen that on Twitter?
I've seen that. That's slander. That's slander.
It is like nobody's on Kakashi trying to out Sharingan Itachi.
Yeah,
and then got put into the hospital. Like
you can't out Genjutsu a Sharingan user, especially if they could use Tsukuyomi, which is the strongest Genjutsu in the series. That's silly. That's silly. Kurenai is
they both do the same thing, but everybody shits on Kurenai for it. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's silly. I've seen it, and I've seen you defend Kurenai, so I appreciate that.
I call it how I see it. You know how I do.
Yeah, most certainly. With that being said, though, calling it how you see it, the current fight between Yuno, Asta, and this devil so far, how do you feel about it? Do you feel like he's like overpowered fluff? Do you feel it's the right amount of challenge?
Well, honestly, his whole deal is kind of reminiscent of the imagination magic or the art magic, just kind of, you know, turned up to demon levels.
Turned up,
the ability to create something out of nothing, the reverse, like it's high fucking tier. I'm not going to say that shit's low, but at the same time, it's like it's not out of the realm that it hasn't been like of using your own will to avert reality has been like done before, especially by the elves.
The reason I proposed the question is because when Asta was deflecting them, he was creating swords not made of magic, so he was creating matter.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Yeah, no, I think that's the first time we've seen like actual matter created. Well,
yeah.
Wait, and this is just a question because I don't remember. The dude who created diamonds, wasn't there like some stuff that he made that Asta didn't just cut through, or was that all just butter?
Mars? No, his diamonds are made of. I remember Asta cutting clean through all of Mars's diamonds because they're originally composed of magic.
See, that's what I thought, but I'd like I said, I don't always trust my memory. So
yeah. So with that being said, with Asta unable to cut through some of these swords, that was just one detail that stood out to me. I was like, he's creating straight matter. You know, like.
I don't think it's fair not to bring up Yuno in this case simply because like the combined ability to not only like degenerate the magic but also weather the weapons through sheer force of magical will, essentially through his mana zone, is fucking huge. If he can weather weapons, what can he do to people? Really think about that. Yeah.
Well,
yeah. If he can degrade metal with just the power of his wind, what can he do to skin and flesh and bone?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He'll shred it.
Yeah, it would be like a Thanos snap, but way bloodier. It'd be like a red mist.
Yeah, and then Asta was just dissolving any magic that got in
exactly. Like,
I do like Asta's new form. Like, I mean, his new ability. It just dissolves magic. It's crazy. It's crazy powerful.
Well, the recent power up is really, really well done because it fits so well. It's no longer internalized as much as it is externalized into the area around them. See, because Asta can't create a mana zone, you know what I mean? So his didn't get upgraded. His just fucking started to exist.
Well, yeah,
and this is what it is. His power up is just getting the ability to use a mana zone. Because let's face it, we all know Yuna's the better learner. You know what I mean?
Well, so, also Asta needed a mana zone type of technique.
Yeah, he definitely did. He has no AoE, no real range, but with stuff like this, it forces people to kind of, you know, stop sending waves of shit at him that's just gonna, like, you know, turn to dust in front of him that he can't do anything about. And it's a really, really good way. And if these demons all possess the ability to kind of create matter to make things real, you know, which is one of the only way to kind of create a problem for him. Which, so I think they're going to in various ways and various dimensions and things like that.
Well, that's a great point because there's a comment here in the chat and it wanted to ask, I guess, essentially, where was it? Wait. Okay, so do you think the multiple devils are working together on one goal? Like they all have a common goal, or you think they're just independent entities?
All right. This is a hard one because part of me wants to believe that there's like some kind of hive mind or maybe like collective motivation, but I think there's gonna be just like there was the one, just like there's a one dark elf now, there's gonna be one demon that fights for the better side or something like that. And oh shit. And the despair that okay, follow me on this. All right. You're a demon doing your demon things, and you realize you don't want to do demon things, so you start to be better. You got this grimoire, you're trying to like fight the good fight, and you fucking fail. The demons do what they need to do, and you're so consumed with despair that beautiful 4-leaf grimoire you've been using to protect everybody and fight the demons turns black, gets that fifth thing, and in your death passes on. Like that could be some real ass shit.
You know what?
I don't know how the system works, so this is all conjecture.
With the whole thing with how the 5-leaf clovers are born.
Oh, it's like the Sharingan.
Yeah, that's fact. Very true. But I guess I was going off of the. So we know, so Astas wasn't created right in front of him. It was given to him. It already existed. So, and that was the one the demon originally wanted. That came from Light.
Remember, the way he got his book was different than everybody else's too. You know what I mean? They all usually go to the ceremony, get some magic happen, or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's not. It's like it's manifested out of their soul. I think is how it works. Like even if it's like somebody else has had the same magic, it's just kind of like reincarnated or something like that.
That's true because is a wind magic user. And the original 4-leaf grimoire was a light magic user.
Yeah. All right. That's okay. But see, I think there's actually 4-leaf more than just light. Like I think a lot of 4-leaf, like maybe 5 or 6 to 10 4-leaf clovers based on elements like wood, iron, fire, light.
Well, that's a good point because I originally thought like it was like the 4-leaf grimoire, and just has a wind attribute.
See, I always thought of it as the wind 4-leaf clover. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's a very, like I said, light. He had a light element, so it's different from who has the wind element. That's a very good point. Oh, so wonder how the hell 2 4-leaf grimoires existed at the same time? But
well, I think that's going to be part of the next arc. Is with these new demons, not only do they have to kind of get a real strong fleet together, it's not just going to be the Black Bulls or whatever's left of all the Magic Knights. They're going to have to specifically find people with these 4-leaf clover things because they're important. And I think that's kind of what the part of the groundwork that the demon was laying for, like what they need to do, because now they understand these 4-leaf, there's not just one 4-leaf clover. You know what I mean? Now they know that these are big things if they didn't already. Like I don't know shit, but it's something that they have to go for now, because if these because they can be corrupted. You know what I mean? These are something that can be turned towards evil, and then in becoming evil become stronger. So they need to kind of stop that and find these people with these grimoires and da 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 da. Now, and I think that's
wouldn't the threat of finding more 4-leaf grimoires create the threat of creating more devils, or in a sense, like, well, I mean, they have to be brought to their lowest sunken point, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what a battle can definitely do that to you, especially if it seems hopeless in a sense.
Yeah, exactly. And
it increase the threat of creating more of these 5-leaf grimoires and helping more of these demons escape.
I mean, honestly, like this is a fucked up thing to say, especially for me. But if I had a 4-leaf clover, and somebody like killed my wife and kid, that shit would go black in a heartbeat.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean? Like I could be I could be fucking Mother Teresa / Gandhi, and that shit happens, I'm turning into goddamn Satan. Like.
Yeah, realistic, because at that point, what do you have left? You know what I mean?
Exactly, and there's a level of despair in that like somebody without that couldn't understand, and that level of despair turns that black, and now all of a sudden you have another soldier for Satan.
Another in these dark elves. Okay, so at the time we have 2 enemies right now. We have the devil and we have Patri, who's now a dark elf. We know Yami and Nozel are on their way.
Who, the zombie dude, and who was the other dude in the well thing, like below them?
In the well below them?
Yeah, I know the one dude is the zombie dude who's technically dead, but since he has zombie,
you mean from Light's game with Sally, the zombie guy, all those guys? Who was the other one with them? I know exactly talking about.
He has like the big hair. I forget who he is though.
Yeah, I forget his name, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Let me see if I can pull a chapter up. But what was your point about him?
I forget. I just thought about.
Well, what I was getting to was with Yami and Nozel showing up. Do you think they're going to be the ones to take on this demon?
Oh! Jerome in the chat got it. Rades and Veltos.
There we go.
All right, thank you kindly, sir. Oh, and AT, so how many people do you expect to die, both of you? If it's not in the dozens for a full-blown war, I'm going to be upset. They don't need to pull fucking Naruto and just kill one important person. They need to kill 5 or 6 ancillary, 2 important, 3 really fucking important, like Commander Knight level type deal. Like, people are dying left and right, and they can't just be saving them all the time. There's going to be a lot of sacrifice to come from I feel that there's going to be a lot of life sacrifices in order to beat some of these stronger demons that are going to be made by characters we really like, but not like enough to riot about. Like, it's not going to be what's his nuts. It's not going to be the leader of the Black Bulls.
No.
I mean, it's not going to be him, but it could be the dude who fucking slices everything as a kind of way of redeeming his assholey character. Like, he could sacrifice himself to do cut whatever, because he can cut whatever. That is a fact. So
I feel like if anybody was to go, it's that one guy that goes like "Baha" all the time. he could just
smoke, dude. See, I think there's going to be casualties on the Clover and the Club side, and I think there's going to be Diamond. Is it Diamond?
Yeah, the Diamond Kingdom with Mars.
Yeah, the Diamond Kingdom, and I think they're going to involve the Club and Heart Kingdom too, or find out that the Club Kingdom's there and the Heart Kingdom existed, and that's where the elves used to be, or
Yeah. That's another thing. I do want to see these. We've only seen Clover and Diamond so far. I would very much like to see these other 2 kingdoms and see what they're capable of for the time being. But I feel like we're gonna get to all that at some other point. But did I ask? Oh yeah. So who do you think Yami and Nozel are gonna take on when they get into the battle?
That's kind of the fun part about this, is there's not like, it could be any of them. You know what I mean?
Well, I feel like as powered up as they've gotten, I don't think Asta and Yuno could take this thing down.
Oh no! This isn't a battle they can win. This is a battle they can survive, and that's going to be the thing that pushes them, because they're both very accustomed to winning through hard work and effort and just being a genius. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
Asta is a genius.
Yeah, he's a genius at hard work. He's Rock Lee guy, like whatever. Like, you can say what you want. Guy's the strongest character in Naruto, in my opinion. He's not reincarnated a god. He doesn't have any extra shit, and all he does is throw hands. That dude will murder you. I don't care who. Like, if he was they killed him so that he didn't kill Kaguya. That's what happened.
Well, they should have killed him. Not that I want the guy to die.
Sorry, but he should have. That's a fact. We've talked about it.
Well, you don't spend an entire series hyping up this 8th gate nonsense, only to go through with it and not do us what you've been telling us for 15 years this is going to do. You know, that's
make him lose through losing his second most prized student. Like, let the man die. See his other student. Let him and Nedby hang out and have tea.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. What else do we have to go over from these last few chapters? I really did enjoy it. Mimosa is there. What is she doing?
Who? Sorry, Mimosa's healing, dude. Mimosa is the backpack that gave Asta his life back. Don't forget that. Oh, that tracks. Keep that. Write that down. You can use that later.
Yeah, I'll put it in the bar. Well, I feel like Mimosa is, when everyone gets real, I feel like Mimosa should have stayed with Charmy. You know what I mean? Because I think right now with Pachi being a dark elf and this new demon being there, Mimosa's out of her league, man. Like, Mimosa is dead weight right now. I don't really feel like she should be here with you and Asta.
No, the supplementary characters are always seen as useless because they don't do as much, but they give the information that oftentimes leads to the people doing the thing that needs to be done. And without them, they would just be kind of lost. And Mimosa's proven time and time again that she can, like, pull up whereabouts. She can tell you where everybody is at any given time, anywhere. You know what I mean? Her ability to give and gather information is exceptionally high, especially locational information, which right now is fucking huge. Because if you can know where people are, then they can provide proper support.
Most certainly. What else can we touch on before we? With that being said, there's still
Jerome's not wrong.
There's some enemies not yet defeated. Noel hasn't defeated Fauna yet.
Nope.
What are your expectations for that battle?
That's going to be a hard one because Noelle's going to need to either like really master her Valkyrie form, or she's going to
Oh, cool.
realize the shortness of it.
The Valkyrie form is so cool, man.
Yeah, that I'm going to tell you, I didn't see that level of dopeness coming, but I'm really glad that it did.
It
Like,
really glad it did, most certainly.
like
And
I
it
thought she was
really
going to
good.
get the Sakura treatment. Maybe get like just keep blasting water. You know what I mean? Bigger blasts, like bigger
Well,
punches.
here's the thing with Noelle's Valkyrie dress, it wasn't so out of left field because if you go back to when Noelle is talking to Meliona in the hot springs, Meliona was describing Noelle's mom to her. And there's a panel, and it'll show Noelle's mom, the Steel Princess, and she's in a battle dress of her own. It looks very much like Noelle's Valkyrie dress.
Oh shit! All right.
It looks very much like, so the fact that Noelle had got this form, it was there before. They hinted at it before.
And everybody said she looks just like her mother. You know what I mean?
Like her mother, most certainly.
Yeah,
It's just
even her brothers were like, "Mama."
It's just her element is water instead of steel, which it makes me wonder how.
Oh yeah, that's right. Jack came in to help Noelle.
Jack the Ripper's there.
Yeah.
Okay, but hold on. Fauna has shown immediate regeneration abilities. Like she got hit with Noelle's Sea Dragon roar.
Well, that's the thing. How do you actually, like, the Sea Dragon roar only hurt part of her. It didn't actually kill her. She was able to recover in time. This dude cuts through everything. I think he's just going to need to cut at the right frequency. He's going to cut her in half a few times. You know what I mean? And she's going to do her Fire of Phoenix regeneration. But there's going to be some, like, he fluctuates the blades to cut what he needs to. And he's going to find out through that fluctuation where the true, I don't know, body is, so to speak.
Basically, you know to hit her, to go around her healing.
Yeah.
Heal. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What other battles are still unleft? I'm not sure if Meliona has defeated Vetto yet or not. I'm not sure about that because I feel like if nobody else went down in one chapter, I don't see why Vetto, one of the strongest characters we've seen on the side of the elves, will go down in a chapter. I don't care if
he was stronger before than he is now. Understand that. Like, he's not peak at the moment. So really, Meliona could come in there and fuck him sideways if she really wanted to. She's one of the top characters we've seen so far. But I think his powers are strong enough that he's able to outmaneuver her. And not, if not outright outpower her, because like she's got range, she's got power, but this dude's beast stuff is intense. Like the rhino shit might not even matter if he's super jacked. Like, to be fair, like, let's be real. Like, maybe the being super jacked, it was just kind of what happened. And now it just doesn't matter. Like, he'll still punch with 10 tons of force, regardless if he can bench, 600 pounds or 60 pounds. It still hits you with the same amount of force, possibly. We don't know we don't understand how his magic works, and I would assume that his giant physique helped, though. Like,
well, with his beast magic, well, a guy that size shouldn't be able to move like the way he was moving.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's one of the reasons I say he can outmaneuver her now. Like, I put that as almost a guarantee because he was moving like that when he was big and bulky. You know what I mean? That's Super Saiyan big trunks, moving all slow and stupid. And now he's gonna like proper Super Saiyan 2 Gohan that shit, and it's gonna be like, all right, but you can't hit me hard enough to do shit because I'm Meliona and I'm still here. You ain't got this. You ain't ready for this smoke.
Yeah. I can't wait till we revisit that fight with Vetto and Meliona.
So good. I can't wait till the anime gets here because, like,
when the anime gets here, the portions with Real versus Asta, Mimosa, and Charmy are going to be fantastic.
Especially, like, look at the way they did the thing with Felris and him and the Strings of Fate lady, just like bopping him around. Like, that shit was brilliant. The combination, the ability, the animation of it was super solid.
Yeah.
For the fight against what's his nuts. So yeah, like that's what I'm waiting for.
All right. Well, shit. Well, this is I like this. We might have to do more of these, man. I really did like this. Before you head out, there any thoughts you want to leave on? As far as Black Clover, your enjoyment of it, how you feel about it so far?
So far, Black Clover has done a lot to improve himself. It was that geeky girl in high school with the glasses and the overalls and the paint on her clothes. And as the movie progressed, we see that she's deeper and she's got thickness and she moves real good. You know what I mean? So I just watched Not Another Teen Movie like a week ago. But in reality, this is one of, I would say the biggest compliment I can give this series is probably it's shown the most consistent upwards growth at an exponential level that I've seen in any manga for a long, long time.
I feel like once Black Clover hit the ground, it never really stopped running.
Yeah, even if it ran funny and stupid and tripped over itself in the beginning, like eventually it found its stride, got steady, and then worked on, its running game from there. And it's just gotten faster and better. And like it's really, really, really coming into its own, and its own is spectacular.
Yeah.
Like, I always knew the world was amazing. I always knew everything would be, everything would come together. Because with a world and world structure like that, with the magic and like the kingdoms, you kind of have a feeling of this could be epic. You know what I mean? This could be bigger than what we see. And one of my biggest faults early on for Black Clover was that it doesn't live up to itself, is essentially what I was saying. And
do you mean in a sense it kind of gets in its own way?
Yeah, it gets in its own way, and it's not doing the best that it can with the large scope of lore that it gave in such a short time. You know what I mean? Like, you have kingdoms, the magical system, how they get their magic, the magic knights. They set up a lot of information really early on.
Well, I would agree with that criticism, because there's one thing about Black Clover. We would know there's 4 or 5 base elements. Now, I understand that any other element anybody has is a deviation of those 4 or whatever base elements. But I want to understand. I want to know how they get that deviation. Like, how do you go from earth magic to diamond magic? How do you go from
pressure, bro?
But does that mean any water magic user can use like Nozel? He's a water magic type, but he can use mercury, which is like a poisonous liquid.
I think. Well, that's the thing. He has his magic isn't water; it's quicksilver. Like, he uses mercury the way other people use water. He can't use water, but he can use mercury, much in the way that his mother used steel in a semi-liquid form to create what she did. And I think that's the derivation. That's where things get derived and broken down and deviate and break down. Because, I mean, in a lot of old world stuff, wood is an element and metal is an element. So that's why there's, steel and bronze, and like the bronze dude's a joke, but it sets up the idea that there's many different kinds and uses for magic. It's not just going to be what we think. It's not just going to be, oh, this is, metal magic. Here comes the dude from Fairy Tale. It's going to be something more than that.
Black Clover showed a lot of diversity. We've seen gamer magic. We've seen corpse magic. We've seen all these various
Bob Ross magic. Let's be real about that.
Hey, that's some powerful ass magic, man.
Dude, could you imagine if Bob Ross turned evil with that shit? It's like, we're just gonna have a little selfless demon right here. He's just gonna murder
I still say that's gonna be one of the greatest parts of the anime. When we get to this battle with Real and Charmy and everything, it's gonna look great.
When that's what we need to talk about. We didn't even talk about Charmy. Okay, come on.
Okay, well, here's my problem with this Charmy thing. I know everybody loves the Charmy thing, right? I love it too, but someone has to explain to me what's this girl's cap.
What?
The Charmy, her limit, the thing that's okay. So Charmy has the power to create food with her cotton magic. Well, her sheets will create food that replenish magic, but she can her own food that she makes with her magic to give herself her magic back. And then when she's in her dwarf form, she can consume your magic and turn it into her own energy reserves. My question is, where does that stop?
Well, it really depends, because obviously we've seen Charmy's been actually involved in a lot of stuff for a while, and we've seen her beat ass in every variation of it. You know what I mean? So this, it's not something that she just brings out, and this is something that they needed to kind of open the world to dwarves, is really what they were doing. This was a real introduction for another race to be kind of slowly showcased, because eventually we're gonna find gnomes and mountains, or dwarves and mountains and shit.
I can't wait for gnomes. I can't wait for gnomes. Gnomes are gonna be awesome.
No. And the concept of having one grimoire with mirrored effects, essentially. Like, that shit's great. And the concept of a wolf in sheep's clothing, like, the second I saw it, that's all I screamed for like those whole chapters. You know what I mean? Like,
that was great.
one of the best done homages to a fairy tale I've ever fucking seen. That was beautifully done.
Not on top of that, but it was very organic feeling.
Exactly. It didn't feel forced. It didn't feel pushed because you always knew there was a beast in Charmy. Like, let's just be real about that.
Yeah,
like, you always knew.
And with a happy glaze smile on her face, she would one shot everybody. Yeah. So you knew to some extent there's something wrong with Charmy. Like there's something in it.
And this also brings like the concept of dual races having two grimoires. Who wants to bet Asta's got another race in him?
That's what I'm. There's no way Asta is just a boy without magic. That's just too simple.
But yeah, he's definitely gonna have a moment where the demon powers aren't gonna work. Nothing's gonna work, and he's gonna access his angel heritage, for lack of a better term. And it's gonna be some totally different shit, and he's gonna have the abundant magic where like how trees and plants grow around Naruto when he like powers up and shit, like that kind of shit. Yeah, and that's how I feel about that.
Not looking forward to it. Well, respectfully, that makes sense though. You know, like just even if something were to make technical sense, it doesn't mean you enjoy it from a narrative standpoint.
Yeah, exactly. But this was enjoyable. Like I was hype as shit when I saw Charmy switch and the wolf come out. The wolf looked dope, and then it basically like it's the wolf from Little Red Riding Hood, no less, because it just keeps eating. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the encapsulation of Charmy being like a fairy tale thing was so full circle, so encompassing, and on so many levels. Like, what would that ridiculous? Be? Like she's Hansel and Gretel when she follows the food everywhere. You know what I mean? There's been a lot to kind of foreshadow that all fairy tales have a dark part to them. And it's been foreshadowed that she's a fairy tale. Like I've seen this after the 2020 is perfect. You know what I mean? Like hindsight's 2020.
Well, you know what? I guess I would leave off on if you enjoy that characterization of Charmy, because I love how you can take a fairy tale, modernize it, make a character out of it, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Watch Ruby.
Watch Ruby. I've been told to by a lot of people.
Well, I'm just saying every character in Ruby is based off of a fairy tale or something. Like with the main four characters. Ruby's Little Red Riding Hood, Weiss is Snow White, fucking Blake is what's the girl's name from Beauty and the Beast? Not the Beast, Belle. But Belle. You know, they represent certain characters from certain stories, and it's very interesting how they do that. But watch Ruby, everybody, seriously, in the stream. It's like you can watch season 1 in an hour and a half. Just fucking do it. Anyway.
Okay, I might do that then.
Yeah, no, each episode's like 15 minutes long. Like they're not long. You can watch all 6 seasons of Ruby in a day, like 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours. It's really not long. But with that being said, any final thoughts? Anything you want to close off on?
I guess since this has been a short stream, I'll have a short thought, and that's never judge a grimoire by its cover. You never know where it'll lead and how deep the story will run.
Yeah. That's pretty. And this has been a short stream, but we just want to have a quick discussion. And there's so many people in here. I almost want to get more people in here and see what they have to say. But
right? I think if you'd have like advertised this, more people would have like shown up because this is a topic people have been wanting because it's really turned up like all the way up.
But I just wanted to have like a nice casual conversation. I didn't want to do like a full blown 2-hour thing.
Yeah. No, like, when you said quick conversation, I was like, dope. I can fit that in today.
Yeah. Because I'm not sure what you're doing for the rest of the day. I wanted to talk about this really, really quick because I just finished watching your reactions to the chapter, and I was like, I gotta talk to Vallen about this.
Well, thank you for watching it, man. I appreciate it.
Oh shit, yeah, no problem. I haven't watched your My Hero one yet because I haven't even read My Hero yet. So that's where I stand on it. I do got to read My Hero, but with that being said, thank you everybody for coming through.
If you're a Sonic fan, I think you're gonna like it.
I fucking love Sonic the Hedgehog. What's happening? Right. Okay, I want to find.
You'll see at the end. You'll understand.
Just a boy without any magic. What's wrong with that? Because that's just weird.
I like
it's just weird the fact that there's nothing special about Asta. You know, he's not a half breed. He's not a.
Yet he's not a half breed yet. Charmy wasn't a half breed until nearly 200 chapters in. So
yeah, 200 chapters in. So we don't know, man. Asta might be like the Antichrist or something. We don't even know, bro.
Shit, one of them had the gem that revived the demon. Like, don't fucking forget that shit. They were dropped off at that place together with the gem that summons the demon.
Well, I guess that's another thing. That's one question. You just brought up a very good point. How the hell Asta and Yuno, how are they so closely connected to each other? I get they grew up together. That's one thing, but they're orphans, right? Which means they don't come from the same place. But they're so closely tied to each other.
Sorry, I was reading something else. But you're right. Like they are that close to each other. Like even they're like two sides of the same coin. They're the Sasuke and Naruto.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, okay, Sasuke and Naruto were reincarnated ninja gods. You know, they were brothers hundreds of years ago. They still are. Asta and Yuno, unless we get something close to it, from my understanding, they're both orphans who just happen to meet each other.
No, so, they were dropped off. They were orphaned together. Like, in my understanding is they were both dropped off at the same time.
Oh, okay. That I have to go back and look at that.
I could be wrong because, like I said, fuck if I've gone back to read the beginning. You know what I mean? So, if I remember it, they were both dropped off at the same time, and they had that necklace with them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the fuck. And I wanted Yuno to snatch that necklace back so bad, but he didn't.
Me too. Like, anybody could have. His fast ass should have been able to.
He could have did it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's when the story nerfs the character a little bit. But okay. Anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap it up right here. This was a nice little conversation. I might do another one. I could do these weekly because Black Clover is getting to the point where I feel like it does deserve something. Next one might be.
That'll be good. Honestly, that'll be good because every week there's a little more information from the past that we're getting filled out. So there's more to talk about. It's a solid thing. Like if you do
some of the greatest action I've seen in Shonen currently for a while. Mm-hmm. It's really good. Yeah. It's really good. Black Clover, what was this? 198?
Yeah, it's 2 away from 200. It's getting there.
198. So 200, I might do another one on 200. See what the big, because this is gonna be something big for 200. We already know that.
Yeah.
Vallen, thank you so much for coming through. I'm not sure what you have planned for the rest of the day.
I don't know. I've been out of it.
Well, if I decide to do another stream, will you be willing to come through?
If it's after 6, yeah.
It might be tonight. It might be tonight.
If it's tonight, then yeah, I'll definitely do it tonight.
Yeah, because I just got to work and I won't be taking a nap soon. So I won't be waking up for a couple of hours.
Respect.
So thank you everybody for coming through. Thank you so much, Vallen, for coming. I love having you in my streams, man. You're always welcome. Most certainly. Please go subscribe to Captain Vallen if you have not. This guy, he's a wealth of wisdom, a wealth of wonder. Honestly, it's your boy Sophie.
I do voices. Huh?
He does voices. His chapter reactions are hilarious. He does voices. It reminds me of Comic Historian. I'm not sure if you recognize that channel. It's your boy Sophie. Thank you everybody for coming through. Hell Hydra. Black Clover's the GOAT. It's really, really good. Please read it. Watch Ruby. Hell Hydra.